All right, here we are. Video Guys Live, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. We talk about what's hot, what's new in technologies in our industry and video streaming and video production and video storage. Today's show is about PTZ cameras. The P is for pan, the T is for tilt, the Z is for zoom. These are robotic cameras that allow you to work them remotely so that you don't need a cameraman in the room. You can use 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 20 cameras at the same time. It's okay, whatever your solution is, you can use multiple cameras. I want to dive right into the show. We have seen many churches, schools with doing their theater productions, people producing bands, entertainment spaces, be it a big venue or a bar, people doing corporate videos, have found that a PTZ camera allows them to make their shows a whole lot better. How does it make it better? Because now you can put the cameras in some really tight places where you normally couldn't get them, and through the robotic control of the camera, you can have it pan, tilt, or zoom. Now, we've been selling PTZ cameras since about 2014, 15, and over the years they've gotten better and better with smoother motion, better optics, better connectivity. And today's show is about some of the best cameras we have, which have had some fantastic deals going on them. So I want to jump right into the show because we've got a lot of cameras to talk about. And the first camera we want to talk about is connectivity. Of course, it's live. I forgot I had a slide here. What are the ways you connect your PTZ camera? Well, there's actually 4 ways to connect the PTZ camera. There's USB, which we don't list here. There's HDMI, there's SDI, and there's NDI. If you followed our show, you know what these are. HDMI is, let's say, the prosumer way of connecting video gear together. SDI is professional for professional studios, and NDI is, let's call it, the 21st century way to do it. You use a Gigabit Ethernet cable, and not only do you get the NDI video across that cable, but you send the control codes on the same cable so you can control the PTZ camera, do tally, do comms, control the color adjusting, all kinds of cool stuff from that camera from your computer or any computer on the network, because when you're in an NDI world, all the NDI devices are aware of each other, see each other, and can interrupt and interact with each other. So let's jump right into our first spotlight vendor with some spotlight great deals for your BirdDog. P200 PTZ camera is one of the best-selling cameras we've sold. We've sold hundreds of them. It's a great camera, full NDI, 30x zoom, PTZ control, 1080p HD, NDI, HDMI, and SDI outputs. Now, this is a camera that was on sale for $27.99 that has had a mega price drop, and it's now $19.95. So if we take a look at the table, let's take a look at the camera. And here she is. You can see it moving. I'm doing this right now through here, but it's a great little camera with some nice little motions. And we can also go up and down. And we're just doing some glamour shots here for you because we think it'll make the show a little more interesting than just having me talking as a talking head. So we got a little friendly camera there. Now, in addition to the P200 being at that special price, BirdDog has multi-camera bundles. What multi-camera bundles do they have? Buy 3 P100s, save $500. Buy 4 P400s. Now, these are their 4K cameras. Get a free keyboard and save $500. Or get the P4K, which is their cinema level 4K camera. Get the free controller and save $1,000. So these are really cool bundles that are available from our folks, our friends at BirdDog. And I happen to be controlling those cameras that you saw before with this BirdDog controller right here. We're going to talk about controllers a little later in the show. BirdDog has also introduced some new cameras, the P110 and the 120. These cameras are, one of the advantages of BirdDog cameras is they use Sony CMOS images sensors. They have very nice mechanics. They are quiet, the images are beautiful, and they have full NDI. You can get a 10x or a 20x. You get PTZ control, 1080 HDI, NDI, SDI, HDMI. The 110 has a 10x zoom for $17.95. The 120 has a 20x zoom for $18.95. Also, at the IBC show that just happened, they introduced the new 240. The 240 gives you full NDI, up to 40x zoom, PTZ control, 1080p, NDI, 3G SDI, HDMI outputs as a new product that's coming soon. And it's also got the new tally light that's in the crest on the top so you can see what's going on. So that's what's new from our friends over at BirdDog. The boys down under doing a great job. There's one more thing. They also have a trade-up 4K program. If you own any existing PTZ camera, you could trade it up towards a P400 or P4K. That savings, you go onto their website, you download a form, you fill out the form, you give it to your dealer, you send it to Videoguys, we give you an instant credit, and you get to buy your product at that discounted price. Next vendor on the list is PTZOptics. PTZOptics has a wide variety of cameras that they sell, giving you 10, 20, or 30x zoom. Their NDI cameras are giving you a $300 instant rebate, and I got one of those puppies going over there as well on the side, so let's take a look at him going. Oh, hey, let's look at that cup. What's that cup say? Let's go look at that. Oh, let's go back this way a little bit. Let's nod and wink for everyone. There we go. Hey, everyone, how we doing? I'm the PTZOptics P20 camera, P20X NDI, which is on sale for $17.99. You can see they have 12X, 20X, and 30X, HDIX, PTZ Control, PTZ Cameras, and PTZOptics, $300 instant rebate. That's some big bucks, folks. We're talking serious discounts here. Also, they have the non-NDI, SDI versions on sale with a $100 instant rebate, bringing the 12X to $14.99, the 20X to $15.99, and 30X to $16.99. So some great deals from our friends over at PTZOptics. Oh, of course, there's more. They also have a $100 rebate on their USB 3 and HDMI models. And that's the 12X for $14.99 and the 20X for $15.99. So you've got sales prices from $100 off on USB, $100 off on SDI, $300 off on the big one that's got NDI as well. And that's in all the zoom lenses. Next is Panasonic. Now, Panasonic, we got a lot of Panasonic cameras to go through here. So we're going to walk you through the whole Pro series of cameras. But before we get to that, I want to talk about a really cool camera that, we really love because it's under $1,000. It's their ePTZ camera. Now, that means the lens is a fixed lens camera, but you can get a virtual pan, tilt, or zoom through the camera, through their camera app. And it's a really cool thing that's really great for people, schools, education, doing on just a single talker or something like that. So the $109.95 for a 4K PTZ ePTZ camera, great deal on that one. Next, we have the HE20 and the UE20. Big difference between those is the HE20 is HD, the UE20 is 4K, 12X cameras, nice width. Remember, folks, one of the things that separates Panasonic from the other dealers out there, you pay a premium, but you're getting superior Panasonic optics, and you're getting mechanics that are just so sweet and smooth and quiet. Next, they have their premium series, which is giving you the UE40. That's what we have on the table over there. If we can cut to it, I don't believe we have that one set up to be controlled for me right now. It works, and it works great. It's just a matter of we only had so many jacks available because we're running the whole show via NDI as well as the cameras are on that position over there. So the UE40 is a 4K camera at $26.95. It's got HDMI and USB. And you can upgrade it to NDI HX for $300. You have the UE50, which is 3445 4K, similar camera. It adds 3G SDI as well. Then you have the UE80, which is what they call ultra quiet 4K, $5,500. It's got SRT, it's got HDMI, it's got 3G, and it's got NDI and NDI HX built in. The Platinum series, these are the cameras that are really the ones that you find in the event spaces when you're looking at, a rock and roll show, a professional sporting event, something like that. They have the HE145, which is an HD camera with incredible smooth. I'm gonna go to the other end. If you look at the UE150 at $99.95 is just the best-selling professional camera there is. In fact, there's a shortage on these cameras. If you were to order one of these today, I probably couldn't get it for you for a month or so, but it's a good little product. We love them when we can get them. The HE145 is basically an HD-only version of that camera for $89.95. And then the UE100 is a cool camera that I like because for $72.95, it's 4K. It's not quite the UE150, but it's the next best thing to being there, and it is almost $3,000 cheaper. So the UE100 is a great choice of a camera, and that camera is a lot more readily available and in stock for you to order immediately. Next, we have HuddleCam. Now, HuddleCam products are actually made by the folks at PTZOptics, but the HuddleCam is more for their AV space type stuff, and they have the HuddleCam HD 3X for $299, the 3XA for $399, and the 10XA for $599. Now, these are huge discounts on these products, folks. If you're looking for an inexpensive PTZ camera, you're on a budget, you know, you don't need a huge zoom, 3X or 10X zoom. These are a great choice for you to get in and get started. Or if you have a spot where you just want to stitch an HD camera, that's PTZ maybe for some product spotlights, or maybe it's just going to be focused on one person who's the talent or what have you. Just great little product, and those are in stock and available and on this ridiculous special, you know, $299, $399, $599. That's just incredible prices, folks. Next, NewTek. NewTek has two PTZ cameras. The NDI HX PTZ3 camera is their latest camera. It is the first camera on the market that supports HX3. That's the new protocol from NewTek, which is lighter, smaller, faster, more efficient on your network. 20x zoom, PTZ control, 1080p. And we got her working right there. Let's say hello to the fans and give them a little nod. There we go. Let's take a look at that. Oh, I went the wrong way. Let's take a look at that can and say, hey, what's with that can? There we go. All right, there's a NDI HX-PT3, and then NewTek also has the PTZ UHD PTZ camera, which is $44.95 for a 4K PTZ camera with 30X. Now, we love the NewTek cameras. NewTek, as you know, when it comes to NDI, they're the folks who invented NDI, so obviously you got to give them a little bit of home field advantage. You got to think their products are going to work a little bit better with NDI than other people's products do, and you know what? They do, but all these products that we have work great. Want to remind everyone that Videoguys is your place for PTZ cameras, and we have a wide variety of PTZ cameras in stock. In fact, I think almost every camera I talked about on this show, except for the UE150, are in stock. And I think you would just love the PTZ cameras from all these companies. What you see on the tabletop in front of me are PTZ controllers. Now, why would you need a PTZ controller? Well, let's say you're going to be controlling more than 2 or 3 cameras. Maybe it's 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras. It's really difficult to control all those cameras from, let's say, your TriCaster or a little remote control. So the best thing to do is get a remote control keyboard controller that lets you control all of them. Now, BirdDog has the PTZ keyboard controller that I've been using for the show today right now. And quickly, what I want to jump to is just, if we could put the cameras in the corner over me, I will start playing with the different cameras and moving around to show people. Right now, I'm using the NewTek. And if I want to go to the BirdDog, I go to my cheap seat, camera to camera. Now I'm working the BirdDog one. Hey, how do you like that? Now I can go to, and now I'm working the PTZOptics one. Now imagine if these are all across a room or a venue. Maybe one's on the left, one's on the right, one's in front of stage center. Well, I can have a single person now operating all those cameras at the same time. And switching from those cameras and setting up my shots. And if the guy's got a good control with a joystick, like the one I'm using here from BirdDog, he can actually track a person moving, and as long as the person's not running all over the place, you know, but normal motion, let's say it's a band, some guys up on the stage playing, you can track them pretty cool. If it's like a theater play that the kids are doing, you can easily track them. If it's someone coming up for a graduation, that tracks someone walking, you know, across the podium or in a house of worship, very easy to do. The BirdDog PTZ Keyboard controller is $16.99, plus if you recall, some of those bundles it's thrown in for free. It's a great controller. The folks at PTZOptics actually have a whole lineup of controllers. They have the Joystick G3, their base controller, for $299. They have their Gen 4 joystick controller for $649, which is the Joystick Plus. It's a lot better unit out there that does IP and serial control up to 255 cameras. And then there's the one that I love that's over here on the table over here, but I'm just going to lift this up so folks can see it. This is the SuperJoy PTZ camera for $899, the PTZ controller. For under $1,000, it is by far and away the most powerful control surface we sell. I really love this one. It's got so many keys and buttons you can use. We've done a few spotlight videos on it, but at $899, 5 different camera groups, so you can group your cameras. So if you move left to right, 3 or 4 cameras can move together on the subject. Just a great little thing. We've done multiple shows on these PTZ controllers, but I said if I'm going to do a show on PTZ cameras, let me show the controllers as well. So let's jump a little ahead, and there's the whole product line, the serial joystick, the PTZ Joy, and then the SuperJoy, $299, $649, $899. If you're just getting started, you've got 3 cameras. you want to start getting some control, the serial joystick is a great way to start. If you've got multiple cameras, you're looking to get a more sophisticated show, the Super Joy is a fantastic choice. Panasonic makes a couple of controllers. The RP60 is the one that I've got on the table over here. I'm going to pick this one up as well. You know, the Panasonic controllers, I got to say, they're like a next level controller. It feels like you're almost flying like a model airplane or something, or a drone, because they're just so sensitive. Remember, what separates Panasonic from some of the other PTZ cameras out there is the smooth mechanics and how you can actually move, you know, on diagonals and on a curve. And of course, their joystick controllers give you that level of control. And they've got the RP150 also, which really is the Cadillac of controllers. This is what people are using in live venues. If you're going to see a concert, this is what they're using. If you're looking at it, let's say it's a boxing match or a wrestling match or some kind of sports, or this is what the networks are using for their shows as well. The RP150 and the UE150 go hand in hand as just the top of the line controller and remote control camera on the industry that you can get together. And if you're on a broadcast level, it's definitely the way to go. But that doesn't mean it's the only way to go. Like I said, those other controllers start as inexpensive as $299. We've got PTZ cameras that we showed you from PTZOptics, from BirdDog, from NewTek, from Panasonic. We are your source for PTZ cameras. We've got the wide variety of them, and our experts, James, Adam, Jenny, Jim, Jamie, give us a call. We'll be happy to tell you what are the right cameras for you. I always recommend, if you're going multiple cameras, to get cameras from like the same vendor or same models if you're starting from scratch, but that doesn't mean that you can't get cameras piecemeal and put them together to create a PTZ solution. If you do that, what you're going to do is color balance those cameras so they look the same when you cut from camera to camera. And we've got some tutorials on that from the different vendors, and the different vendors have different levels of color correction and things you can do. I want to also make mention that some of these cameras can have auto tracking added to them. The BirdDog cameras come with free auto tracking. You just have to have a laptop or computer on the network running it. Panasonic has some really cool auto tracking. And then we have some really superior auto tracking stuff from the guys at MRMC, Mr. Moko, as some people calls them, which is really the kind of level where you're tracking arms and limbs and where the person's leaning and stuff like that. So auto tracking is a whole nother show. Didn't want to go to this show because I wanted to stay to 18 minutes. I'm looking at the clock. Bam, 3:18. I've done it. I've kept to the TED Talk limit. So I'm going to wrap this whole show up by saying, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page. You'll get notified when we're going live. This is Gary from Videoguys. Thank you for your support. We are your source for PTZ cameras. Peace. See you next week.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.